Wait before you buy your next VVDI Super Transponder, because choosing the wrong one could quietly limit the cars you can program tomorrow. XT57B or XT27A. They look similar, they promise almost the same things, but under the surface, the difference can matter a lot depending on the work you do every day. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one makes sense for you and which one you can safely skip. Hey everyone, this is Hussein, and welcome back to Baabji Motors, your ultimate hub for automobile diagnostics and key programming tools. Today we are breaking down one of the most confusing comparisons in the Xhorse ecosystem, the Xhorse XT57B versus the XT27A VVDI Super Transponder. If you work with Immobilizer's MQB platforms or modern key programming, this is one of those decisions that quietly affects your success rate in the field. Before we go any further, quick heads up. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Everything discussed here is meant to guide technicians, learners, and automotive enthusiasts. All trademarks belong to their respective owners, and always follow manufacturer instructions and local regulations when working on vehicles. Also, the tools I mention in this video are the same ones I personally use in my workshop. You'll find them linked in the description with my affiliate tags. If you decide to pick them up through those links, you support Baabji Motors at no extra cost to you. And that helps keep these deep dive videos coming. Now, real talk for a second. If you've ever stood in front of a customer car thinking, why is this chip not supporting this platform? You already know why this comparison matters. So here's the big question for you, and I want you to think about it as we go through the video. Is the newer XT57B actually a real upgrade over the XT27A, or is it just a name change with marketing shine? Stick with me till the very end, because I'll share one practical insight that most sellers never tell you about these super transponders. All right, let's get into it. At a basic level, both XT57B and XT27A are VVDI Super Transponders from Xhorse. That means they're designed to replace and emulate a wide range of Immobilizer chips, reducing the need to stock dozens of individual transponders. For many technicians, this alone saves time, money, and a lot of shelf space. When it comes to common Immobilizer types, both chips cover the essentials extremely well. They both support classic IDs like ID11, ID12, and ID13. They handle the popular 7935 family, including ID33, 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. Both fully support ID46 across multiple variants, including PCF7936, PCF7946, EX versions like PCF7937, and EE versions like PCF7947. They also both handle ID47, ID48, ID4C, and advanced DST types like DST40 and DST80, along with IDs 60, 63, 70, 72, 80, and 83. On top of that, both cover ID64 and ID4E, plus newer encrypted types like ID8A, 8C, and 8E. So if your daily work mostly involves traditional Immobilizer systems and mainstream vehicles, you might already be thinking, these two chips feel basically the same. And up to this point, you would be right. Here's where things start to separate. The Xhorse XT57B is a newer generation super transponder, and it adds support for several important modern platforms that the XT27A simply does not handle. XT57B supports ID49 PCF7939V and PCF7939F. It also supports ID4A PCF7939M. These are commonly found in newer vehicle security systems, especially in European models. More importantly, for many technicians, XT57B supports the MQB platform family. That includes ID5C MQB49, standard MQB48, MQB48 for Jeep Renegade, and even MQB48 4.5 generation systems. These MQB types are completely unsupported on the XT27A. This is the real upgrade. Not cosmetic, not marketing. Actual platform coverage that matters if you're working on newer Volkswagen Group vehicles and some modern cross-platform models. Now here's an important technical note that can save you from an expensive mistake. XT57B is a GL global version chip. It cannot be used with CH version devices. If your equipment is region locked to the CH ecosystem, XT57B will not work for you. XT27A, on the other hand, has broader compatibility with older VVDI setups. Speaking of compatibility, both XT57B and XT27A work perfectly with modern Xhorse tools like the Mini Key Tool, Key Tool Max, Key Tool Max Pro, Key Tool Plus, and Key Tool MIDI. However, only the XT27A works with VVDI 2 and older VVDI key tools. XT57B does not support those older platforms at all, and this is where I've seen people get burned. They buy XT57B thinking newer is always better, only to realize their existing VVDI setup can't use it. That moment of silence in the workshop is not a peaceful one. So let's talk buying advice, the practical way. If you're a new buyer entering the Xhorse ecosystem with modern key tools, XT57B is the smarter long-term choice. It offers wider support for newer Immobilizer systems, better alignment with current vehicle platforms, and more future-proof software compatibility. If you already own XT27A and it's working perfectly for your jobs, there is no urgent reason to upgrade. For non-MQB work, both chips perform the same tasks with the same reliability. From a professional investment perspective, both XT27A and XT57B are solid, workshop-ready tools. The right choice depends less on hype and more on the vehicles you actually see every week. Always consider price differences, warranty support, and tool compatibility before deciding. And let's be honest, the real superpower here isn't the chip itself. It's knowing exactly when and where to use it. That's what separates successful technicians from frustrated ones. So let's circle back to the question I asked earlier. Is XT57B truly better than XT27A? The answer is yes, but only if you need MQB and newer Immobilizer support. Otherwise, XT27A is still a dependable workhorse. My personal take, if you're building a modern key programming setup today, XT57B makes more sense. But if XT27A already earns money for you, don't fix what isn't broken. Here's a useful tip before we wrap up. Always check the vehicle's Immobilizer generation before choosing your transponder. It saves time, avoids failed writes, and keeps customer confidence high. If you found this breakdown helpful, drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know which chip you're using right now and what kind of vehicles you mostly work on. And if this video cleared your confusion or saved you from a wrong purchase, show some love by liking the video, hyping it up, and subscribing to Baabji Motors. Let's push this one to 10,000 likes and 1,000 comments. Your support genuinely fuels this channel. Don't forget, the exact tools and super transponders discussed here are linked in the description with my affiliate tags. Picking them up through those links helps support Baabji Motors at no extra cost to you. And if you really value in-depth, real-world diagnostics content, consider joining the channel membership. It's one of the best ways to keep this knowledge flowing. Thanks for watching till the very end. Keep learning, keep upgrading your skills, and I'll see you in the next Baabji Motors video.